Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to the Divine Union podcast. And if this is your first time joining us, welcome. So thrilled to have you here. Today, we're taking a short break this week from the amazing couples episodes. Gotten such good feedback. Please continue to share your feedback with me. It always helps me refine to ensure that we're adding as much value as possible for the podcast. And I'm excited because I've had some requests to talk about this topic, how meeting your partner's needs actually helps you thrive in relationship. And this topic is very resonant as I have a live workshop happening in Chicago here on the 25th called The Year of Us, which is all centered around creating greater alignment within the coupledom. And I couldn't be more thrilled. I'm actually also offering it virtually. It'll be on February 8th from 1 to 3:30 p.m., open to 5 couples max. And what I'm going to be doing is taking you through my couple bubble process. And this process is all around how to have greater alignment in your coupledom by understanding what your partner needs to thrive in order to get your own needs met so that you thrive in relationship. And this topic excites me so much because it flips it on its head, this idea of the individual. We're so conditioned to think about our own needs above all else, which our own needs are extremely important, but so much so that it's like, I got to express myself. I need to make sure I'm seen and heard and validated, and they see my perspective, and I'm sharing my piece, and I'm not being a people pleaser, and I'm owning my boundaries, right? All these things. Even the terms, self-development, personal growth, personal. We forget that life is about relationships, community, being on this planet with the other human beings that are on this planet with you as well, with your partner, with your friends, with your family, with your community, with your mentors, with your mentees. And so a huge part of life is the relational aspect because God works through people. It's through people that doors open. People hire people. People refer people. You get warm introductions from people. People help you with things. They do nice things. They vouch for you. And so it's cultivating in partnership and beyond your relationships. And so this theme, the couple bubble, which is one of the practices, but one of the practices that we'll be doing in this workshop, the Year of Us, is coined by Stan Tatkin. And Stan Tatkin is a psychologist and also an author of Wired for Love, among many things. And this book, Wired for Love, talks about how when we actually focus on meeting our partner's needs, what we do is we're easing their nervous system by meeting their needs and giving them what they need to feel empowered, to feel confident, to thrive. And in that process, then they have more capacity to do the same for us. And with that, in this process, it's about learning what each person needs and what they prioritize within the relationship. So, for example, one party may prioritize care, feelings of safety and care. Care and safety are actually different. Let's say care. And one partner may prioritize feeling mystery and excitement and passion. And when you understand that, then it says, okay, you can say to yourself, okay, my partner needs care. What does care mean for them? How do I show care? How have I shown care in ways that they've enjoyed? Yeah. And so you can continue to do that. Okay, they need passion. Oh, what does that mean? What does that look like? How can I, as partner, show up in ways that fuel that sense of passion and excitement for them? And it's both. It's also taking accountability. What do I need to bring more care to myself in relationship? And what do I need to set up conditions for myself to feel passion, right? If you're the one that values passion. And so it's understanding what is on the list of priority within relationship in all of these different buckets that we're going to go through. And then learning how is it demonstrated. And there's also what happens in relationship at times is maybe you need passion and maybe you show up in certain ways that stifle your own passion. Maybe a partner shows up in ways that extinguish the passion unintentionally. And so gently, we want to have some consciousness around these topics so that, it sets up partner for success. Because I can't tell you how many times in my work, it's easy to say, I want to feel more passion. I want to feel more presence. I want to feel their softness, right? All of these things. But when we don't make it tangible with the behaviors, it's hard to implement change. And so this is why I'm so excited about it, because we're really going to be digging into what are these behaviors that extinguish passion, that you don't feel care. Is it something like when I ask you something and you don't fully answer me? Or when I'm at a party and I come up to you and I put my arms around you and then you kind of like shrug me off or walk away? Or when do you feel your partner extinguishes passion? When I'm trying to be playful and you shut it down. When you tell me what to do, right? And we want to be authentic and real and come from a place of love so partner understands that. And so the more that as a couple you talk about all of these areas, you form what's called a couple bubble. And this allows you to have the safe space as a coupledom where you know what each other needs to thrive. You know where their weak spots are. You know where their triggers are. You've talked about it in depth as well. And then it's mutual empowerment. You both feed that bubble and you empower each other to thrive. And this is how you become that power couple. Because a power couple isn't a couple that makes a ton of money together. Yeah. Sometimes it's when you see a couple collaborating, because what does it represent? If you're collaborating, you got a business together and you both are thriving, it's harmony. It's how you work together. You uplift each other, how you support each other. But that's really what it is. When you see that power couple, you see how much they support each other, how much they uplift each other, the way that they speak highly about each other to other people. And that comes from a deep knowing of what each other needs to thrive and creating that deep sense of safety and the foundation within the partnership. And this couple bubble gives you that foundation to work from there. And the more that you take that time to want to understand your partner and their perspective and be open and ask questions and want to meet their needs, it's also going to open their heart to want to do the same. Because we don't want this war of you versus me. This is my perspective. What's yours? Are you hearing me? Or, you know, deeper mission behind my work is bridging the gender divide, the masculine and feminine. This is why I do the work I do with communication and energetics and healing. There's so much depth that you can go in relationship, pending what direction feels aligned or all. But it's like, it doesn't have to be, I'm as a woman, this is how I feel, this is my experience as a man. No, it's both. And we want to see each other's perspective as human first. This is a person with needs based on their early childhood, based on their life experience. This is what they prioritize and why. And this is what I need and why. And then we both take turns to try to feed that without a tit for tat vibe. You never want that. But it's just you're both taking steps to nurture and feed that as a couple. And there's something about doing this in the presence of other couples that I couldn't be more excited to bring this in the flesh and online, because I've primarily, when it comes to couples work, I've been doing that one-on-one with couples. And what I think is so profound about group dynamics is I've done some in-person events here in Chicago with couples, is you get to see as couples share and you share, and it's through this mutual vulnerability and this mutual resonance, and someone says something and it activates something within you, and you start to realize I'm not alone in this process. relating, these dynamics, these topics that come up in relationship are part of relating. So why do we hide them as a society? Why do we shy away? Why do we keep it hush hush? Why do we view love as something to protect from actually sharing real stuff that happens in relationship? And this is why these spaces are so profound. And it's not about sharing. You don't want to just like, you have to be mindful of how you share. You don't want to negative speak about your partner. You don't want to emotionally dump on other people. You don't want to vent, negatively air that dirty laundry. It's speaking about these dynamics in growth oriented spaces where you're taking ownership and accountability of your experience, and you're sharing yourself with your partner, and you're sharing yourself with others to learn from your experience and the insights you have and the takeaways that you have. And community in partnership is so powerful because then you're not putting all of your energy in your partner to meet that need for community. And then it's so beautiful because you don't have to separate. Oh, I go off and do my thing, you off and do yours. You also have a community of couples in your corner, in your world that get it, that know you. Yeah. So if you're intrigued, you want to learn more, you want to sign up for the workshop virtually, I would love to have you. I'll pop the link in the show notes. If you have any questions, you can drop me a DM on Instagram. And I'm excited. I'm also so excited for next week because we have an amazing, amazing couple session for the podcast. So stay tuned. Thank you, beautiful people, for joining me in this week's episode of Divine Union. It's been such a pleasure. I look forward to seeing you next week. And until then, may all your unions be divine.